emojis in the chat, pimps. Crying emojis in the chat. Oh my lord. What is up, everybody? It's your boy Duty back again. And you guys know when you hear Whiterun, you gotta bring out the tissues to wipe the tears from your eyes, because our boy DSP had a hard, difficult day yesterday, dealing with the stresses of his life. The man works hard. The man has to provide for his creatures. The man has to play video games. The man has to run a business. And doing so is very stressful and causes, pain, causes medical issues, causes stress. It piles up. And it seems like our boy DSP had one of those days. Now, mind you, I think it wasn't due to that. I think it was due to his PayPal. Oh my lord. It looks like PayPal might be cracking down on our boy Phil. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I posted a video last night on my thoughts, my opinions on what I think is going on with DSP's PayPal account. You guys can check that out. But essentially, I think that PayPal I believe Phil may have gotten a large amount of chargebacks. And if you know anything about chargebacks and PayPal, it can really screw you up, especially if you have a zero balance in your PayPal. You essentially go into the negative. So any tips you receive goes to pay down that chargeback, and of course until the chargeback issue is resolved, which could take days, weeks, who knows. So I think our boy Phil ended up using his personal account, switching his PayPal account so that he can avoid losing that tip money, because of course, the thousands and thousands of dollars he's received the last several weeks is all gone. It's gone. So Phil needs money for his day off. So let's listen to him on his daily rap, see what he has to say. It's 12 minutes, but I'm just gonna focus on like the first 4 minutes, okay? So let's hit this.
And a pretty hectic, stressful day, to be honest. To give you guys a little example or a little bit of an idea what was going on today, right off the bat, when I woke up, some crappy stuff happened that I had to deal with, that I wasn't planning on dealing with today. And I had a full day of work lined up with a React stream and then Street Fighter 6 at night. And stressful stuff happened in the morning. It made me be late to stream by over a half an hour. But when I came to stream, I had like a frog in my throat. And I don't know if that was really a combination of allergies and stress and everything kind of going on at once. And then, I did a level 1 podcast and we jumped over to DSP Reacts. And DSP Reacts was decent this week with the DSP versus the Internet show. But a lot of people have been expressing their concern and or disappointment with the show, saying that they feel like it's not fair the same people every week get their videos watched, and they are going to essentially rescind their memberships. And a lot have. If you take a look.
Okay, I wanted to focus on this little piece here regarding DSP Reacts, and you guys know my opinion on DSP React. It's a pointless channel. It's essentially taking content from Phil's DSP gaming channel, pushing it into another channel to try to double dip on membership. That's essentially what it is. Memberships and super chats and ad revenue. Now, the ad revenue hasn't materialized because pretty much everything he plays gets hit with copy claims. So he's not getting really much money on the ad revenue. The super chats are low. For example, I think he made $70 yesterday. And that seems to be pretty consistent for what he receives for these weekly internet shows, because it's dying down. Initially, it was something new. Well, not new, but something new for Phil, and he got support. But of course, he hasn't changed anything. It's the same exact thing every week, so people kind of grow bored of it. I think he's using the excuse of people complaining that their videos aren't being viewed, and that's why they're canceling their membership. That might be a handful of people, but I think what it is that most of his memberships, I think he ended up having about 130. Most of them are gifted. They were all gifted. How many gifted bombs at OIC and those folks dropped on that channel? And what it is that they're the whales, your OIC, your Jinx, your Game Checkers, they're wailing out for him on both channels. And the problem is that they're going to eventually run out of money. So they can't continue that support. it's going to run out. You know, the money runs out, so something's going to suffer. And it looks like DSP React is what's suffering. The way these gifted memberships and membership thing works, or supposedly it's supposed to work, is that people who gift memberships, right, whatever, 10, 20, 30, let's just say that, you know, let's say half of your memberships are gifted. You hope that a handful of them, you know, like say you have 20 gifted members, you would hope that of the 20, at least 5 would renew and would like their membership and would renew. He's not getting that whatsoever. I mean, he was at 130. I think now he's at 72, 73. And no one gifted memberships this week. No one re-upped their membership. And that's why it's falling. I mean, he might have 40 to 50 people that are actually paying for those memberships and that are not gifted memberships. And I think that's kind of his plateau. It's the same thing with DSP Gaming. DSP Gaming, I mean, he's at 7 something now, but why? Because people have been wailing out and gifting memberships. Not that people have been forking their own money out of pocket and saying, oh, I want a membership. A good vast majority of them are gifted members. And if you look at his numbers, he may have anywhere between 375 and 400 actual paying members for DSP Gaming. And the rest are just, they're just gifted memberships from OIC, Game Tracker, and so on. So keep an eye on that, because I have a feeling that's going to dip as well. That's going to dip back down to the 400s. Because again, yes, you know, like I said, the whales don't have limited money. And no one new is stepping up. It's the same people. OIC, Game Tracker, Jack Rackster. And Jack Rackster's only Street Fighter. So once that dries up, as you can see from last night, you know, Jack Rackster's going to go away. And that money's going to go away. And even Ryan has tapped out. So, all right, let's keep going.
You know, at one point, DSP Reacts had over 130 members. We're down to 70, right? And that's a huge dip. You know, I grew, and then all of a sudden, dipped.
Okay, let's take a look at why. What did you promise when you first started the channel? You said this was going to be totally different. It was going to be a 3-prong approach. You were going to be doing interviews. That never happened, and you're not doing that because of what happened on the Side Scroller podcast where you got embarrassed. So you're not doing that. The monthly long form React content, which was supposed to be the second piece of your channel, that's gone because you're not getting the money. You're not getting the tips and the support or the liquidity that you want during that. So you decided, okay, well, no one's really giving me money for that. I'm going to just put it on hiatus or do it every other week, every other month. Why, Phil? See, this is what pisses me off about his React channel, his DSP React channel, because he claims he's not making any ad revenue. And the thing that supports a channel is the memberships. So when people pay for the memberships, they expect content. So they expect him to give him, do the 3 things he said he was going to do: the interview, the weekly content, and then the monthly content. Whether you get tips or not, Phil, or super chats, it doesn't matter. Because the premise of the channel is that you pay a membership and you're supposed to get all these benefits. And you're not doing that. Why? Because you're not getting the tips, the super chats, and the ad revenue. And that's, I think, a main reason why people are dropping your channel. They're like, okay, you said that if we pay for a membership, you're going to give us all these benefits. And now you're pulling those benefits away because no one's giving you tips or super chats for that content. It's just like you said, well, I'm not going to review movies because no one's watching it. It doesn't matter whether no one's watching it. You're supposed to provide content for your paying members. And everything above that, ad revenue, super chats, tips, that's extra. That's like gravy. If you don't get it, too bad. You already got the membership money. But of course, Phil, you know, he loves to do bait and switch. And he's like, well, no, I want it all. I want memberships, I want super chats, I want tips, I want it all. And he's not getting it. And of course, the channel is floundering. So he feels like he's putting in all this extra work for nothing. And that's why I believe he's going to eventually put the channel on hiatus and move everything back to DSP Gaming.
Because people feel like they weren't getting their money's worth out of the membership. And so we decided we're going to institute some changes next week. We'll talk about that in a second. As for the show I thought was decent. Although admittedly there were some return videos and things that, would have been great. Maybe we won't watch the same videos again this week. But there was some good variety in there too. I had a good time with the show. And as usual, The videos will upload slowly over the week. 2 are live now. More will go live over the course of the week. And I hope that you guys will check them out. And keep in mind, there's a lot of React content coming up next week with the 2 big press conferences. There's Summer Game Fest on Thursday the 8th, and then there's the Microsoft and Starfield press conferences coming up on Sunday the 11th. So there will be extra React content on the channel over the course of this week. But anyway, so I would say it was a good React show overall. And you know, support was decent. Usually when we do a React show, support's okay. It's not great, but it's okay on the stream. And next week,
what does it matter if support's okay or great, Phil? That's extra. People already paid you $4 for a membership. That's what you're catering to. You're catering to that population that's paying you a monthly check for content, Phil. So again, it goes back to Phil trying to milk it for all. He's trying to get the memberships, the super chats, the tips, the ad revenue, and pretty soon he's going to institute certain content that he knows will get claimed. If it gets claimed and he knows it, he's not going to review it. He's going to be like, no, I'm not going to review it, in attempts to hopefully cash in on some of that ad revenue, which he's not going to really get because he only gets a couple hundred views on those stupid videos anyway. But keep an eye out. Keep an eye out for Phil.
we're changing it. Next week, it's not going to be the usual, oh, the members have to post up right away, first come, first serve. Next week, we're doing something different. It's going to actually be a randomized playlist. So if you're a channel member on DSP Reacts, it doesn't matter if you're a channel member now or if you're a channel member later in the week. It doesn't matter if you post your videos up right now or later in the week. All those videos will be put into a playlist, and I'll hit shuffle, sync that playlist with my app on my TV, and we're just going to watch them in random order next week. Now, the Ultra members, who are the bigger members of that channel, will get their videos watched first. They're guaranteed to be watched, but all the other videos, instead of it being, oh, everyone first come, first serve, compete and rush to post, and then a lot of people can't get opportunity to get their videos watched, everyone will be on the same page and same opportunity to get their videos watched because of the shuffle playlist on YouTube.
Yes, put the burden on YouTube. So when someone complains that their video wasn't watched, you're going to say, it wasn't my fault, it was YouTube's fault. Good Lord. I don't think that's your bigger problem. So I think your bigger problem is that you refuse to watch certain content. I think if you remove those restrictions of what to watch, what you're willing to watch, you would probably get more members, because people would feel like, okay, I don't have to have this small little window of content that Phil will react to. So I have to pick something from that. I think that's your bigger issue, Phil. And I think if you took the stick out of your butt and you just let people post pretty much whatever they want and you react to it, I think more people would be willing to cough up the money for the membership. The other thing too is that you don't watch the full video. Even the videos that you do pick, you might watch 20 or 30 seconds of it, and if you're bored, you just move on. And that's the problem. I mean, if I was a paying member and you watch one of my videos that I want you to react to, and you only watched 20 seconds of it and just moved on, I'd be annoyed too. So I think that's your bigger problem there, Phil. I think if you correct that, maybe remove the restrictions on what people can upload, and watch a longer period of it. Maybe commit to at least watching a minute or at least 2 minutes of every video. I think more people would be willing to cough up the money for the membership. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Crying emojis for our boy Phil. He's having a bad day. And the PayPal saga will probably continue. And I want to hear and see what else is going on with that. Because I really think there is something going on with this PayPal. And of course, it'll always come out. It'll eventually come out. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.